Hello, welcome to Birmingham Property News. My name's Ian Rankin. I'm a Birmingham-based photographer, and James gives me the job of hosting the show because it's loads of fun, and I enjoy it immensely, actually, I have to say. James is back in the studio, so me and Chris are going to have to behave this week. Did you have a good week, James?
I have had a really busy week, Ewan. I have been absolutely flat out, literally.
Buying properties galore.
Yes.
You've been up to
Newcastle,
and
yes.
How did that go?
Really well. So, obviously, this is the Birmingham Property News Show. What people might not be aware of is, as part of the Barrows and Forrester Property Group, we have a property development company called Stripe Homes, and we build up in Newcastle upon Tyne. We're currently constructing, or about to go on site to construct 126 studio and one-bedroom apartments right on the River Tyne.
I saw a picture of them today.
Did you?
They look good. They look really good. And the river, when you say right on the River Tyne, because it was in the picture.
Yeah. You know, it's. I think if you're a little bit drunk, you might fall in the river.
Yeah, student near the river.
But but you know, the promenade's all done in front. It's part of the national cycle routes. It's on the coast to coast. If you wanted to, you could ride right down to the beautiful blue flag beaches that we have up in the northeast that not many people are fully aware of. You know, it's just a great area it's a student development. Purpose built for students. People have asked us, you know, why is it going there? Why is it not right next to the university, etc., etc. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my microphone there. And it's quite simple. You know, not every student wants to live, you know, right on top of the university, especially second year students onwards, postgraduates. You know, Newcastle University is all about, you know, very much medical, engineering, science, typically 3 to 7 year degree terms. So if you're on a placement elsewhere, you know, you want to make sure that you've got, you know, the right accommodation in the right area. You don't always want to be on top of it. You might want to be within a 10-minute walk away, and then you've got a beautiful setting. And let's be honest, if you're studying to be a doctor, for example, or the next, top engineer or scientist, you know, and you've done all your work for the day, you wake up in the morning, you've got the River Tyne in front of you, all the bridges, all the history that goes down there.
Beautiful.
Amazing. And everything's within 10-minute walking. So I've been up there for 2 days, absolutely been really busy. I've then come racing back because...
literally racing back.
Literally, sort of, yeah. Obviously, Birmingham has had the big Velo Birmingham ride on Sunday. 17,000 riders took to the street. You know, obviously closed down streets. You had a 42-mile and a 100-mile ride. Absolutely amazing for the city. Just before I do probably talk about it, or we all discuss it a little bit more, I would like to offer, obviously, thoughts, condolences to a family, because one person unfortunately did lose their life on the ride. So thoughts obviously go to his family. But overall, I've just seen what Velo Birmingham have just put out on their social media. The family have thanked everyone for their support. You know, and obviously the person obviously involved, obviously with the air ambulance and everything as well. But you know, they want to make sure that the ride still go down as a very good a really good, you know, event that's going ahead nice. within
because you don't want to mar it, or it already has. I accept that, but
yeah, it's just an unfortunate thing that's happened. But 17,000 riders, you know, setting off from Digbeth at 6:20 in the morning.
Cool, brilliant. Should we say hello to Chris first, and then we'll come back to it?
No, forget him. Listen, it was all about
sitting here quiet.
I noticed you were on a roll. I thought we haven't said hello to him yet.
The Christian show was last week, but I was actually going to bring him in. So bear with me 1 second.
Oh, okay, all right. Fair enough,
everyone started leaving in stages from round about 6:30 in the morning. On Sunday morning, everyone's rolling out the nightclubs in Digbeth as everyone's dressed in lycra, ready to get cycling. Christian, who is here today, we keep trying to get him on the bike to come and join us, but he won't, unfortunately. So he keeps missing these good events.
You're not a cyclist, then, Christian?
Not yet. I'll do it one day, maybe next year.
Joining us from the Barrows and Forrester office, bathed in sunlight, mate. It looks gorgeous there.
It is. It really is. Stuck inside the office at the moment.
Is it baking hot, or have you got aircon?
No, it's not that warm, to be fair, but it is nice outside.
Excellent. Have you had a good week?
Yeah, very busy here, there, and everywhere, which is always good. Got a couple of new listings coming up on board, which is always a good sign. So yeah, raring to go.
Okay, excellent, mate. It's good to know. So where should we start then? Go back to the Birmingham. You want to show you?
Well, yeah, but I think before we do, I've just fixed a Facebook Live, so we are live on Barrows and Forrester's feed.
Oh right, okay.
So.
I don't know how we've done that.
No, neither do I. I've just pressed a couple of buttons, but it looks good. And the viewing numbers are going up. So, hey, if you like what we're talking about, give us some loves. And if you hate it, just give us some thumbs down.
Everyone.
You know, at the end of it. But no, let's get back to Velo. It's one of those rides. You know, a couple of years ago, it was hit and miss. Not everyone was too happy. Roads are shut down all the time.
How many people were there?
But this year, 17,000.
Gee.
That's a lot of cyclists on the roads. But for one day of the year, it's been closed down. You know. If you look at it, you know, and I tell you what, when I've done my bit, and I know you're going to show a quick video off my GoPro and everything that's happening, is, you know, we were going through the villages, you know, around here, for example, where we are, around Coleshill, some of the for the studios here, some of the little villages, and all the families were out, the kids were out giving us high fives on the ride.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, having the bacon sandwiches, barbecues. One of them, which I think I've caught on the video, had brought their own settee out the house and put it on like the edge of the lawn. And they were just really getting behind it and having a great time. And I think, you know, that's what it's all about. For Birmingham to be, to me, a world-class city, it's not just about cycling, but they need big events like this.
Well, there's a few, wasn't there, across the country? There was one in Bristol and...
Yeah, to do the cross, but not all of them are closed roads. So that's the big difference when you're cycling. You know, as you do, I try and do a lot of the charity ones. I'm not the smallest person in the world, so obviously I didn't do the 100 miles. I went and did the 42. Felt like 100, I can assure you. But then I've got that, you know, I've got that drive back.
I'm not going to take the mickey because I didn't do any.
But no, I've got that drive back now to make sure that I'm on the bike more and more, you know, which is the key thing. But I think for Birmingham, it's fantastic. The local economy have benefited. You know, a lot of the hotels, the restaurants, the local businesses. Sarah's flower shop in Quinton, for example, they decorated all outside. You know, big love all to the Velo riders. Now, look, a cyclist's not going to stop to buy flowers, but you don't know if the spectators are going to go in and buy flowers and things as well. And it's about that community spirit coming back to Birmingham, which I absolutely loved. But if you want to see it, if I get this right,
there's the medal.
There's the medal. So just to confirm, it said finisher, not non-finisher.
I've held the medal, and it's quite weighty as well. It's not bad.
Heavy. I felt an Olympic one before, and this is not a million miles away from it.
Yeah, no, we had.
But it's not the same. It's not the same.
My daughter's school had the guy that's the gymnast from over Chrissy's Way got the gold. Oh, I can't remember his name. But he wouldn't let her hold the medal though.
Oh,
He held the box. He wouldn't let her hold the box. Wouldn't let her hold the medal. Should we show you video?
Show the video.
Okay, here we go.
Let's roll.
Oh, they've got the GoPro thing on the bottom as well of it. Well done. Let's put a few pictures up, shall we? Let's put the hard ones up. There's Hugh. It doesn't say what mileage it's.
I'm sure I'll be able to tell you. It's probably mile 2, knowing me.
It's just you in the middle of the road with some hedges beside you. It looks like it's biting hard. Then we got one crossing the line. Congratulations, there you go. You're through at 42 miles. Well done. And there's one of a few of you all together on the street.
Yeah, looking knackered at 2 miles. But it was good. Look, I think the good thing is, for the city, and I think when we have events like this, and people are probably thinking, why are you talking about this on a Birmingham Property Show? Well, it's not always about property. People buy property, want to, either live in the city centre. If you look at it this way, is
me
because,
to come to Birmingham.
Yeah, it's all about the attraction, and you've got to have these events. And funny enough, it will. And I'm not saying this has a direct relation into prices, but it's something that we are going to talk about in a short while about. If you bought a city centre apartment 10 years ago, would it have done better than if you bought gold or stocks and shares?
And would it? So let's start that then.
You want to start on that one?
Birmingham buy-to-let annual returns hit 12.3%.
Yes.
That's a lot.
It is.
In the last 10 years.
Yeah, so basically what I've done is I've crunched the numbers because I think everyone looks at it, and look, I'm not advising people what to do here, but I'm just looking at what's happened and what's fact. And if you bought a Birmingham city centre apartment 10 years ago, roughly at a value of £139,900, today that would be worth £314,900, which is astonishing in the last 10 years.
That's a lot.
And obviously the Velo Birmingham has zero to do with this, but events and infrastructure projects and everything happening do account for obviously big property increases. Now, the interesting fact is its near-all rival is the stock market, which was quite shocking because a lot of people would say, well, if you think in the last 10 years we had a financial crash, what was going on? But if you put the same amount of money, £139,900 in the stock market 10 years ago, based on from what my calculations are, and if you want to read it, it's on the birminghampropertynews.co.uk website. That would have only give you a return that would be worth today of £243,400.
And those are hindsight stocks as well. Don't forget. So it's not. You're not taking the lows with the highs. You're just taking the highs there.
Yeah, just the highs. Yeah. To give you the best performing ones. Gold. Well, obviously, gold obviously doesn't have. It either it just goes up or
gold's long-term asset control, isn't it? It's about having something in the bank rather than. Or not in the bank, having something that's liquidatable rather than.
Well, it is. If you think 10 years is typically a long term, but if you bought £139,900 worth of gold today, that would be worth £177,500.
Yeah, not very much at all.
So maybe gold's not king, as they're saying. And if you put it in your savings, well, you virtually earn next to nothing. So let's not go into that one. But I think this is the key thing about property. Buy to let. At the moment, there's a lot of changes happening legislation wise for landlords. Obviously they've got a lot of their relief will disappear in 2020 that they'd be able to claim. So a lot of landlords are selling up at the moment, but actually history likes to repeat itself. And if you're looking at the long term, where else are you better placed to put your money than property? And this is actually showing you, well, actually, property was the right way to do it. And we were having the same conversation 10 years ago.
Yeah. Chris, the buy-to-let property, is that influenced by people doing it as a business, or is it influenced by people buying properties and letting them so that because they won't believe that their children are going to have houses if they don't?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a mixture of both altogether. So, yeah, a lot of investors obviously do it through a business side because purely it's just a business transaction for them, which I feel sometimes is the best way to go about it, because you should look at it as a business transaction. There should be no emotion attached to it. It's, again, like James said, it's like investing in stocks and shares. You just want to put your money in, get a return out, and that's it. Whereas, if you do put emotion into it, it can affect on what decision you make and what type of property you purchase in the end of it. But again, on the flip side, you've also got people who are doing it for their children, for the long term. But if you keep a property, and again, we could be having the same conversation in another 10 years time, and people are purchasing because they are finding it difficult to get their children onto the property ladder. You do have a bit of both there.
Yeah. James, anything to add?
Well, basically what the bottom line is that the buy-to-let investment remains the mainstay British property market. Mm-hmm. It's supporting aspiring, homeowners. They're looking to conquer, financial obstacles, home ownership, central government in the last 30 years. There's a lot of changes, and people who still buy property over the long term still come out winning.
So is there a specific property we're looking at for buy-to-let, like flats or like maisonettes, that kind of stuff, or is it across the whole board? No,
great question. So I think what you've got to look at is your target audience and where. So, for example, if you're trying to find a detached house in Birmingham city centre, you're going to be hard found to get it and get enough data on it. And then, as I say, your target audience is the key element. So typically in a city, people are there for convenience. They want to make sure that when they walk out, they've got restaurants, all the facilities, major transport hubs.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Where's the circle round your figures, if you like? Where's the perimeter?
So you'd be looking at B1, B3, most of half of B18 because
so it is city centre
really
living.
City centre living that does well. And I know in the UK, we have this. Try and put this the right way. We just have that feeling of we don't like high rise. It's not right for us. We must have a 2 up, 2 down with a garden. But the world has changed, and convenience now. Look, I complain in my own house because I can't even get Deliveroo there. I've only just managed to get Uber Eats. And in this day and age, 2019, no,
that's not good.
It's not good. No. But you just think, well, actually, are we getting spoiled? And we probably are getting spoiled. But that's just the way the world's moving on, and city centres are evolving. I think with the tram, yes, it's doing everyone's head in because it's taken ages to actually build like a mile of track. But once it's done, once that comes up Broad Street as well, right up to 5 ways, it's going to allow more accessibility there to the outside of the city as well. So people who are living in the apartments on Hagley Road, for example, you've had number 1 Hagley Road by 7 Capital, you've had the Lansdowne there, a new PRS, private rental scheme just going ahead where you can rent, not too long now, people who are tenants in there, and if they're working for likes of HSBC or PwC or HMRC, when they move into all their brand new major headquarters and major city centre offices, they'll be able to jump on the tram for £1 and be in work within a couple of minutes.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is great. And it will just allow the city to be more manoeuvrable. And I've been on about this for a while, that for Birmingham city centre to do well, it needs the infrastructure and it needs these projects to be happening. Doesn't mean it needs HS2, but I think definitely the tram obviously needs to be moving around and allow the local people to get around. The networks are at capacity. We were both, as you know, at the Network Rail top event only a few weeks ago, and the big wigs there were basically saying it's capacity. This is not about making it frilly and making it look good. They are struggling at capacity and for freight, passengers everywhere, and they need to move people more around.
Well, one of the stats that came out was that passenger journeys have doubled in the last 20 years.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And you've got to bear in mind that 20 years ago, we weren't using the railway very much at all.
No, we weren't.
And it's off its face at the moment with journeys.
It is, and you've got to remember, don't forget, 2020, the congestion zone or the clean air charge, whichever you would like to refer to it, is going to come in place into the city centre of Birmingham. Yeah. So if you have a car that's not Cat 5 or above, I believe, then Cat might be Cat 6 and above, basically from 2006. Cat 6, cheers, Christian. Cat 6 and above, then you're going to pay £8 a day to enter the city. And I think this is where you're going to see public transport demand increase in a major way.
Yeah,
it's great for cycling.
One of the things that I mentioned at that dinner with them is the fact that I spend a lot of time talking to people in the local village because we've been massively affected by HS2. And they're saying, why don't you update more of the current railway? And I mentioned it at the thing. There is £50 billion worth of investment over the next 3 years to upgrade the existing railway. That's replacements and initiatives to improve. So over the next 15 years that HS2 is going to come to its fruition, it's going to pale into insignificance, the amount that will be spent on the existing railway network.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is the key thing. I mean, we look at, I think, with HS2, I think it's just been sold wrong. Listening to the Network Rail guys, courtesy of Downtown in Business, I suppose better give them a shout since it was a free invite.
It was.
When you look at it, it's sold that we're going to have the bullet train, the high speed TGV in France, and and obviously the Spanish trains, for example, and we're going to get A to B so quick. And actually, realistically, it should never have been sold like that. If they sold it on capacity and what we got told the other week, then I think more people would believe in it more than it would.
Yeah, but I think you have to see speed as a long term, not as a short term.
I do, but as you know my feelings on this, it needs to go past Birmingham up to Manchester, across to Leeds,
it's got to go to Scotland,
up to Newcastle,
I'm
right
totally
up
with
to,
you on
to
that
Edinburgh.
one, mate.
Make sure it all works, which is great. But look, for Birmingham, as we're standing at the moment, city's great, it's booming, real great atmosphere. Takes me a lot to say that being a Geordie, because obviously I'm a very Newcastle man at heart. But I have to admit, the last 10 years in the city, it's never been my favourite cup of tea, and I'm quite the person to admit that. But over lately, just seems to be, winning me around a little bit. That
Yeah, I'm enjoying going to town a lot
Things
more.
are happening. There's a lot more energy. People are happier, and that's what you want.
More of my social life's in town now than it ever was, thanks to you. And some other people.
Listen, my other half's probably watching this, so don't bring me into your social life.
James is never there. James isn't there. He's only texting me going, are you having a good time? Is what I meant.
But bringing back, it's what you said. Target audience, city centre. Yes, apartments. What you're looking at is large apartments, facilities, secure, safety. People want concierge services these days. They want
New York style living.
Well, they want bike storage, and they want to make sure they've just got that little room. If you've got a little box apartment, and the developers have really just built them just to cash in, then they're not that ideal. You want a nice living size. Your 2 bedrooms should be bordering 700 square foot. Your 1 bedroom's probably around your 480 to 500. So it's given enough storage and space for a couple, or a very, very young starting family to live.
Yeah.
But just making sure everything's there. It's well maintained, well looked after. There's no maintenance headaches. Good internet connections. That's exactly what people are asking for these days. And if you're buying that, you're investing in that, you're onto a winner. But maybe not straight away. You've got to look over the long term.
Excellent.
There we go.
Krish, your story is next to my heart, mate, because my heart's just above my stomach.
I know. I saw it, and I knew I had to plug it today and mention it because, again, like you said, I'm really looking forward to this as well.
Colmore Food Festival is hitting Birmingham, and it's great that actually, if you look on the first page on Birmingham Live's website, there's a picture of Zen Metro, and I love Zen Metro. Their food is amazing, Thai food. Jamon and the boys there do a fantastic job, really, really good. So tell us about the festival then, Krish.
So it's going to be held, I believe, in Victoria Square again, Friday on the 5th of July and Saturday on the 6th of July as well. So it's an annual event. I think there's around 30 businesses showcasing their food and drink this year. So I think there's a cap as well, which is always good to see, at £4 each for a dish. And then for your drinks as well, it's going to cost a maximum of £5 a glass. So it's not too heavy on the wallet.
So they've capped it.
Sorry, go on.
They've capped it.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really good.
It is, because if you go to places like, which again is always good, but I'm not sure if you've ever been, Digbeth Dining Club, that's an amazing atmosphere as well, and the food there is awesome. But again, prices vary depending on what dish you choose. Whereas if they cap it at £4, that's ideal. You can try as many different cuisines as you want, and then you can have, you can have some drinks on top of that as well.
It's interesting, isn't it? Do you reckon this might fall through to the Christmas market in Birmingham as well when it comes, that they'll start capping that as well?
I doubt it. I don't think it would.
Well, because I don't think they struggle for numbers, do they? That's the thing. And
exactly.
But I like the idea of capping it, because I think it's an egalitarian idea then, to keep everyone involved and not people getting ripped off. But I don't think they don't really rip you off at the German market. I don't feel. Last time I went and I drank, I didn't feel like it was really expensive.
Yeah.
So.
And if the dishes are decent sizes at £4, what do you think about that? I got a salad today from Subway, and it was £5.29, and I nearly had a heart attack eating salad.
Paying for it.
Yeah, before I even got to eat the salad.
I've got to say, I wasn't going to have dinner tonight, but now I've looked at all of this food, I'm starving.
When
there's some really good pictures here.
Christian, I'm a bit behind because obviously I've been away for a while. What are the dates of the Colmore Food Festival this year, please?
July, it's the 5th and the 6th of July, the Friday and the Saturday.
So we got Adams, All by One, Ash's Restaurant, Chung Ying Central. Our friend Mr. Wong's going to be there. Mm-hmm. That's excellent.
I was there yesterday. It was very, very nice food.
It is. Gaucho, Purnell's, Gusto. I like their food. Have you tried their liver and crostini?
I don't eat liver.
Well, you will after this, mate. It's gorgeous. Hotel de Vin, like their stuff as well. Hookways, Opus, been to Opus, like that a lot. Pint Shop, their dirty burger looked really good earlier on in the pictures. Purnell's Alchemist is good. Old Contemporary, I'm just thinking, I haven't found many places here I haven't been.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Are you old wino ranking? Old Contemptibles, know that well. Old Joint Stock, Wayland's Yard, Zen Metro, Loki Wine. There's some great people here. Excuse for the swear word that just shot past there.
Is this on a Friday? Do them dates fall on, for what days do they fall on? The 5th and
Friday
6th?
and a Saturday. I
think we might have to move Birmingham Property News on to that Friday and go and do a live show.
We can do it live.
I think we'll do a live
show from. We'll have to do it at the start of the live.
For everyone who's watching, would you like us to do a live show from the Colmore Food Festival? Thumbs up for a yes.
This said the man who hasn't got to cart the entire studio here, including audio equipment. Oh, yes, and wait, there's no internet.
It'll be good. But look, it's things like this that make city centres, and they need it more. I've been saying this now about the Jewellery Quarter. To me, I think they should shut down the Jewellery Quarter at a weekend for traffic. It's easily to get to by tram and train. You can park just on the outskirts if you need to in the multi-stories.
Can you imagine St Paul's Square with a market in it?
That's what I'm saying. Just a nice market, food market, craft stalls, music playing. This would make it absolutely amazing. And we have a thumbs up to say, yes, we should do a live show.
Who's done that?
Zona Anderson Bell, local travel agent.
Oh, Zona can help me carry it all,
But you know what I mean? This is what makes city centres. And I think
totally,
and this is what's needed. Birmingham's now, I think, just starting to come out. We're getting loads of love arts now. It's starting to come out its shell a little bit. I think something's changed probably in the last 6 months a lot more. I know Andy Street is really pushing now to get more events, more community spirit. Not just in the city centre but on the outskirts as well. And I think that's great. And I think the more people come out to it, it'll be amazing.
I think you can't close off St Paul's for a Saturday. You could possibly close it on a Sunday and get away with it. But
stop being a wimp. Just do it. If you're going to do it properly. Or don't do it at all.
No, I don't. You've got hotels there though, and you have got bars and restaurants that are required. So.
Get train.
Yeah, okay. Well, I suppose it was enough notice. I'm now sold on the idea of a Birmingham market coming to
So the Jewellery Quarter will have its Jewellery Quarter festival soon again, but they don't shut it all down. They shut an odd street down, and I think more businesses would get involved if you shut it down. Got on really well, had that big party spirit, just like they do in continental.
I'm just thinking
Europe,
St Paul's is either bars, and there's only the hotel that really would be affected, and Henry's, perhaps the Chinese restaurant.
You've got a metro that stops at St Paul's.
Yeah. No, I'm with you now. Oh, you've talked me into it, James.
There we go. That's what I do. I'm a salesperson.
I convinced you to buy something you don't really want.
No, I don't do that.
No, you don't do that. That's a joke.
Thank you.
Yes, because you sell houses and we do need that.
Yeah.
Oh, just being asked, when is that festival? Christian, the Colmore?
It's the 5th and the 6th of July.
Yeah, there is a delay, James, so...
No, it's live on Comments live.
No, because they don't see us until later, though.
Ah, okay.
There's like about, at least, it depends what they're watching on. So if they're watching it on like a Safari or something, then it'll be at least 45 seconds delay. Some of them may be as back as 3 minutes.
The next one will be better because it's obviously we didn't think this would go live on Facebook tonight, so we're quite a little bit unprepared for
Learning
it,
as we go.
As we go, anyway. If you're asking in regards to the Jewellery Quarter festival, I am quickly trying to find it for you. We keep getting inundated in the office. Obviously in regards to this, but it's on my birthday weekend, which is, so it's the 29th of June and the 30th of June.
This podcast and broadcast is sponsored by Barrows and Forrester. They are the people who do investments. They as a property group. They've got another housing development company, and as well as the stuff that's all going on up in the northeast, as well as. If you'd like to sponsor this podcast, then you can. You can take it over. All you've got to do is send us an email to info@birminghampropertynews.co.uk, and we'll talk you through what you need to do. And if you'd like to come on the show, that's the best bit of this. You can come here, you can sit down with us in the studio in Coleshill, do the show live, or you can come in via Skype like Chris is, and you can tell us about your Birmingham-based business. If you've got a Birmingham-based business and you think you can influence the property market and you just want to have an opinion about property stories, then give us a call, get in here, and have some fun with us and drink some Coke.
Or
it's
water.
An alcohol-free show. Or water, yeah. It's an alcohol-free show, though. So, I've done alcohol podcasting, and it's not a good idea. Right. What should we do next?
Have we covered everything?
I think we covered everything, yes.
Don't we have?
But you've got a nasty habit of throwing something in the mix.
I just want to say I'm speaking at the RICS RICS CPD training conference next week in Birmingham in front of about 200 delegates. So just going to try and get my head out the door.
We nearly got away without an ego massage.
No, it's interesting because when we do these shows,
who's RICS?
So the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. So obviously quite a big deal. And I think when you do shows like this, it's one of them where you think, is it worth it? What are we doing? Everything that's going on. And they've spotted the Birmingham Property Show. They like the content. They love that we're up front. We give the factual information. It's up front. We don't hold back. Nothing's being massaged, as the saying goes. So yes, I'll be on stage on Tuesday. I'm sure I'll be reporting back following Wednesday.
Didn't you said they were willing to send a car for you?
They've asked all about my transport arrangements, but I thought since I've only got to walk about all 15 minutes, it'd be a bit cheeky.
Green room,
maybe
beverages,
maybe. But there is another big announcement for Barrows and Forrester.
Oh, go on.
So we've been nominated for an award.
This is the City of Birmingham Business Awards.
Correct. So we have been nominated for Social Media Marketeers of the Year.
Oh, mate.
I know.
Can I have some of that reflected glow as well?
Oh, I'll shake your hand on it. It's I'm really quite chuffed about this because we do put a lot of work into this. Not everyone likes it because property is quite boring to talk about a lot. So you've got to be interested. And this is the whole point of the show, that we try and make it a bit more fun, talk about other things to do as well as property within that. But yeah, we've been nominated for an award. We need your votes because obviously we want to win.
How do people vote?
So they have to log on to a link. We will have to put it on. If you log on to the Facebook page, Barrows and Forrester's Facebook page,
right.
They will see the post there, and all they have to do is click the link in the post and vote for us. And hopefully in October, we'll be reporting back with a lovely award.
Can I come to the awards thing?
Yes, you can, because you are part of the team.
He is part of the team, definitely.
I've arrived.
And obviously just, so really excited about that. And really just to close off the show, Friday night, all three of us were at a great charity. Free at Last, which is a local charity here in Birmingham, in Nichels, really helping children who, being bluntly, don't really have anything.
Yeah.
And that might be financially, clothes, food, general support, way of life, mentoring. It was a great evening. It was lovely seeing all the kids there, sort of enjoying themselves. And not only that, the story of the inspiration about being supported and how they've got their life back on track, and where really it was going off the rails. And I know that might sound wrong politically, but
no.
That's exactly how it was being.
Well, John's
said.
got some real success stories. People that have done well out of the Prince's Trust, Naomi, who does candy bubbles, those kind of things. Big businesses that are doing really well, and they've come from John's Free at Last charity. So
yeah, it's all about it's all about basically improving the children's lives. I was obviously, and I'm sure on behalf of all of us, I was very honoured, obviously, to be there as well.
It was a good night, and really enjoyable as well.
It was a great night, and just my thanks go out to everyone for such a touching subject.
Now, good causes. You're sponsoring a summer fair.
We are. So Q3 Academy in Langley, their summer fair is back. 8th of June 2019, between 12 and 3 p.m. Barrows and Forrester are the official sponsors. Again, you'll see a lot of boards going up in the area to around about 20 households, I believe, want the boards. And again, let's put this onto the property point now, because obviously we are a property show a little bit, and I have to. But it just shows the local community. The local community wants to get behind, a school, which is great. Yes, it's a new academy in the area. It's only been 3 years. It's still being built, and it just shows the buy-in from the parents, that the parents want to see this. It's not just about chuck your kids off in the morning at school, pick them back up, they're getting well educated. It's everything that goes with this. The parent association contact team do a great job at the academy here. They're putting on a great show. There's going to have everything from craft stalls to music to winning gifts, tombola stalls. There's tons of food, different types of people who are companies that are coming and different from there as well. Rides, bouncy castles. I think there was Buckaroo there last time. I'm not sure if that's here this time, but it's one of those days where between 12 and 3, hundreds of parents and children turn up. All the money raised goes back for the children. That's either to help them in one way, or if they suggest they would like something at the school, the parent association contact team can provide it. And it's just a great thing. I'm really happy that Barrows and Forrester has been accepted to sponsor it again. And again, this is in Oldbury. It's a place that we love to sell houses in, and we want to do more. So hopefully we'll see lots of the viewers looking to attend the fair.
Excellent. Krish, where can we get a hold of you, mate?
You can get me on my email address, which is kp@barrowsandforrester.co.uk, or feel free to give the office a call on 0121 296 2600.
Excellent. And James, where can people get hold of you?
Nowhere. No, just joking. So you can obviously reach me at jf@barrowsandforest.co.uk. Give me a call, 0121 296 2600.
Excellent. My name's Ewan Rankin. As I said, I'm a Birmingham-based photographer. I'm at 12 Space Media, so you can get at 12 Space Media on Twitter or Instagram or that kind of stuff and see some of the stuff we get up to. You can send an email to 12spacemedia@gmail.com if you'd like to come and use the studio and stuff. We're back again every week from now on, so we'll be back on the Wednesday. Next week, same time, 7 o'clock. Come and join us. It'll be loads of fun.